Hello, welcome back to another episode of Compact Claustrophobia. It's been a little bit since the last one. I gotta apologize for that. I did get a little sick. You know how it goes. It's the start of the year, and with colder temperatures, people get sick sometimes. So I've just been recovering from that. But we're back, and I'm gonna bring back the rubber band ball as well. I got a comment on one of the episodes, and it kind of reminded me that I did introduce the rubber band ball, and I just haven't really mentioned it since. So he's gonna be back here. What a cool guy, right? And I think over time we'll be able to see the rubber band grow. I usually grow it during the streams. So if you wanted to check that out, feel free to join the live streams. Anyways, so what we did last time was we built this room over here. We have 25 auto clickers going on here, and I just have to fill in this chest over here. But you got to throw in some pickaxes in here, and then we'll get some resources over time. So I did leave a bunch of them running last time, so I got a good amount of resources. And next step is to continue down this quest line in order to work towards the refined storage system. So I did mention last time, I think, that I wanted to rush towards it, or that I feel like we can get it today. And I don't think so, because I was looking through this, and for me to really build a good RS system, I need some nano diamonds, right? If I go down how to craft these, it's the diamond chips, diamond nuggets, right? Really the only way we can get this right now is through these exploding hop graphite, and it's only a 20% chance, right? So if I want a bunch of these, I'm gonna need a good amount of hop graphite to even get a chance of getting this. And each one of these hop graphites is gonna take the dust, which is 8 coke dusts, which is a lot of coke, right? So I'm even just getting the 2 minimum that I need to set up an RS system. I'm gonna need a lot of coke, right? So I'm thinking the next step is to produce a good amount of coke. So right now, I think the easiest way to get coke is through charcoal and in a coke oven. This is how we get it. I know there's also if I look up coke, there is the thermal foundations version, which is probably something I want to do eventually, but this is going to need regular coal. And I think to get coal, you have to use the pressurizer. Yeah, this is probably something we can do down the road. But I think for now, I just want to use a regular coke oven just to get it going. Great. Yeah, so we'll stick with this. And this is very slow, but in order for us to get this, we need charcoal. And to even produce charcoal, we obviously, of course, have to just smelt logs. And the only way we can get logs right now is by like manually doing this, right? With an actual tree. We can't use a garden close with the saplings, and the other way would be through a phytogenic insulator. But I was also looking through this, and Lumium, of course, needs glowstone. And glowstone is like way down here in the next tier after a fusion reactor. So we're kind of far away from glowstone. So I started thinking to myself, okay, so how do we mine? Like, how do we set up an automated tree farm? There is a quest here that talks about it, and I feel like it has something to do with this boron spaxel hole. So this is probably the thing I want to go for. And this would be a good learning lesson for me too, because this is a new form of tree farm. I've never really done this before. You know, I played a lot of mod packs, and how I usually make tree farms is just to set up a machine and it makes you wood, just like that, right? But this is going to be an actual, like a tree harvester. So I think that'd be pretty fun. This is going to take a whole bunch of boron, which I think there's a bunch of boron here. I actually have some on me also. This probably is enough. And we're also going to need iron, which is not on me. I thought I had some, but look at that. We have 4,000 iron because I set up that clicker last time. And another thing I'm going to want is, if you notice here, I need this amount of space for the tree. So I'm probably going to want another one of these compact machines, the next tier ones. And we've already done the math before. This is 1,400 uranium and iron, but look at this. More than enough, so we should be okay. So let me just build this spaxel hole and then figure out how it's going to work with an auto clicker. And I think it's just iron, right? A bunch of sticks also. I have plenty of sticks. So I think actually I can just craft this right now. Okay, and we need just 2 iron. Oh, I gotta smelt that real fast. 1, 2. Thank you. And then here we go. So the quest here tells me With this equipped, auto clickers can mine leaves, wood, and cobblestone. What is this quest? Oh, hang on. If you want to automate wood production, you need a bit of redstone magic, clickers, and fertilizer. I recommend a selection of items like these. All you need is supply the power and keep a steady stream of items to plant. So I'm reading this and I have a general idea of how it works. I feel like I can improve it. So one thing you'll learn about me is I like to figure things out myself. So yes, I can see this tutorial, but I want to figure things out. So I think my main question first is how do these auto clickers work? I think that's like my major question right now is, do they have a range to them? But I want to figure it out because it said the quest says that we need like 6 of them, but like, can I get away with using less? I don't know. I want to figure out how this works. Yeah, there's plenty of space here. So the question is, we have some oak wood here just to test it out. So if I put this here on left click, right? So how it's supposed to work, I'm assuming, is that it hits the block in front of it. Yes. Oh, you see that? It has a range. So it does have a range. Is it able to break all of those? It does take about 5 seconds. Oh, okay. So I was assuming. Okay, so I was thinking that it only had a range of like 1 block because that's what it suggested here, right? Because right, all of these auto clickers are facing 1 block away from the wall. So if there's a range to it, I can probably just get away with using. Oh, excuse me, sir. I can probably just get away with using 1. So this is my idea. Let's say I built a like plant a sapling here, right? And this has enough space, but I don't want to build a tree farm here because it's it's going to be too cramped for me to want to deal with it. How do I get up there? It's a little bit of parkour. Never heard anybody, right? So, am I able to put the clicker right here, like facing the floor? Because I know there's like a vertical range that a tree needs for it to grow. So let's say I do that, right? If I plant a tree here, oh, that might not work because it's punching the farmland. I'm gonna punch it. Left click. Okay, that's not gonna work then. So I feel like it would work if we had more vertical space. Okay, so we do want more than 1 auto clicker then. Okay, so it looks like it'll only grow 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm guessing that's what the 4 auto clickers are for in this quest. Okay, and so I have an idea how this is going to be set up. So let me get the resources together and I'll get to building this. And we're going to first start with making a large compact machine. So I'll be right back after I get everything going. Okay, after a little bit of crafting, I think we have enough. Yes, okay, we got a second normal compact machine. Should probably also get some tunnels here. Yes, and I need the flux ducts. Still don't know if I'm even saying that correctly, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and plug it in right. I guess it'll be right there. Right, so if I go in here. Okay, so what was the plan I did? I think it was we face north, and this is our entryway, right? Yeah. And then I'll go ahead and just put a tunnel right here in case I need power. We'll go set it up to north, and then we have power right here. Okay, so how this is going to work is that I think we put the sapling in the middle, right? And we saw how much range these auto clickers had. So I think it's safe to say that we want it to be like right here, right? Right here. All right, so I wanted to be able to mine all of this. Now I'm curious, will it grow if there's like a block here? Right, let's try that. It's like there's gonna be a lot of trial and error here because I'm still figuring out how vanilla trees work. I've played so much modded that I don't know how the vanilla stuff works sometimes. So I guess we'll see if this is gonna grow. And it's unfortunate we can't put it at the top though. I think if we get the next tier of machine, we can. I think it works like that. because I think that there's a range to these, and if there is a range, then we can probably put it just far away so that it doesn't hit the block, and it'll just break the wood that grows. I don't think this is gonna grow. Oh, it does grow. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. So it will grow. The reason why I want it like this is so that if I want power, I can basically just increase it like that. Actually, you know what? It'll look neater if I just do it like this, I think. Watch this. So I want the 4 of the auto clickers to hit the wood right here, right? So it'll be 1, 2, and I should have brought my ladders, but cobblestone will work as well. Sir, I'm gonna need you to leave. Thank you. 3, 4, like that, right? And then I would feed all of them with boron spaxel holes. Spaxel, I can't pronounce that. Spaxel hose, yes. Do I need? It doesn't really need power because it's just gonna break 1 block, right? This doesn't really need power. I don't think so. I'll just leave it like that. So let's say we have a sapling that grows. No, I don't want it to break that. How do I make it not break this? Okay, will it break it if I put it here? How about that? No, you still break it. And then I think if I put it here, it won't even grow the tree. Nope. Well, what does the quest say? Let's check the quest. Okay, so I gotta think of another plan. This time for us to like verify if I can use a redstone signal on these. So I just learned that there's, I always forget what the Project Red basically. Yeah, I just learned that these red alloy wires are they're pretty useful here. It's just some iron and redstone though. So let me craft a bunch of these. But time for me to see if I can answer that question. Does a redstone signal even affect these auto clickers? I don't know. I'm a little curious if it does. And then we'll get that, and then I can craft them into these. And let me get something like a lever. I don't think I have a lever anywhere, but assuming I know vanilla recipes, there we go. So if I go back into this room, and does a redstone signal work on these? This has power, so I'm gonna increase it. So if I, okay. Oh, it's not even, ouch, excuse me. If I turn it on, are you disabled? Yes. Okay, so this is something we would work around, is that we have to, so it looks like we're gonna have to figure out a way to turn these on only when the tree grows. So let me do some thinking and then we'll go from there. So I did end up taking advice from the quest book, and it's pretty smart with how it does it. So it recommends us to use 2 NOT gates, you know, one right here and then one right here. And then the NOT gate by default will power all of the auto clickers. I went ahead and used framed red alloy wires. This is just for me to move that, just to move the redstone connection over without having to interfere with the power. Anyway, so the idea with this is that it will detect, like the signal from this NOT gate will pass through a oak wood log whenever it grows, and then that shuts this NOT gate off and then unpowers all of these clickers, which basically enables everything, right? So for example, let's say I were to plant that, it turns all of them on, or enables all of the clickers, and then breaks it, and then that's how it works. So it won't interfere with an oak sapling because that's not a full block. So it won't really do anything until it actually grows. Okay, so now that the tree grew, everything got shut off. So the auto clickers are now enabled. And I can definitely increase the power or the speed that this works, because this is a little slow, right? I can increase the speed by giving them all power. And now, for now, I'll just set them to, I don't know, twice as fast, right? This is just to have it out there. So everything has power now. So right now, nothing should be harming me. I'm also missing half of my health because I kept walking in front of these things and it would hurt me a good amount. So let's grow another tree and see what happens. So it's a little apparent now that I should have a way to grow the trees faster because this is a little slow. Okay, so that's the issue there, is that the bottom one breaks, and so the rest of them turn on. Let's see, the quest book mentions that, right? It's for the lowest of the 4 clickers to be slower than the rest. That's pretty interesting, though. Okay, so let's just set this to that, and then let's see how that goes. Okay. I guess it's going to take a little bit of fine-tuning, but I'll leave it like that. What if I set it to 1 instead of 2? Even then, I don't think it's like that big a deal because I'm pretty sure oak saplings can grow even if it's just 1 block, but I'll have to confirm that. So how does it work now? Okay, so for example, let's say it broke like this, right? Will you be able to grow? Yeah, it still does. Okay, so it's not that big an issue, but I should probably still increase the power here or the speed that these get cut, because this has to run through several times before the bottom one breaks, right? Let's do that. Make them all 3 and then 1. There's going to be tweaking involved, but I'll leave it like that for now. I'm going to assume that that's okay. So another thing we need to solve is actually placing the saplings. And I think I'm just going to have 1 here. And another one to grow the saplings. So another clicker right there. All right. So if I place this here, it has to be right click, and I think it has to be shift sneaking, so it's able to place. Yes. And then I need something to grow here. So the quest book does recommend Phyto Grow. It's just an extra crafting step we have to do. So this is where I want to try something of my own flavor, let's say. I have a watering can. It's in my inventory. And I want to fill it up and then use that. I think I have some water here. Yeah. Like this, right? So I need to figure out a way to put water into this thing. And let's say I give it to this guy. It might need to be a little faster. So I think I want to give you a little bit of power. Like that. So this may not be that fast. I can use the fastest speed, but I feel like that's just draining too much power. Like, I don't think it justifies spending 500 RF per tick to do it like that. And not unless I have like a designated power box for this, and I'm not really up for that right now. So I guess we do want to look at either bone mealing, right? Like bone meal or Phyto Grow. And Phyto Grow might be the better option because niter is just something we're going to get like naturally. Yeah, so we can probably set up a manufacturing thing with sandstone, which we can get sandstone from just regular sand, and just set up a cobbleworks for this stuff. So that's pretty simple. Slag will show up from a blast furnace. So all of this we can get naturally over time. We can also do this to get slag that just accepts sand and an ingot, and then just recycle it over and over again. So I think Phyto Grow is what we want to do. So I may want to set up an entire system for this. But before I do that, I do want to set up the basic... let's turn that off. You're consuming too much power. I do want to set up the basic item collection and whatnot. So let me do that real quick. What we're going to need is a vacuum accumulator to pick up everything that falls off the ground. Okay, so that's our accumulator. And we would also need a strong box just to act as a buffer. And this is just, I think I can just do this recipe, right? Yeah. Give me more chests. We're going to have a lot of surplus wood over time anyways. I'm not really worried about that. Tin, we have a bunch of tin right here. 3. Then I'll make a strong box for our storage. I'm going to want servos for sure and item ducts. Do we have any? I got some. It's probably not a lot, but I think it'll work for now. I'm gonna put all this away for now. My storage. It needs help. Another thing I'm thinking about is that should be plenty of item ducts for now because we want to store. So let's think about it. What's going to drop from these trees? We're going to get apples. Oh, look at that. An infinite source of food, finally. But we're going to get apples. We're going to get logs. And we're going to get saplings. So I would need at least 3 caches. This is where things are going to start getting really compact, as they say. It's gonna be a little tricky. So I want to have the caches close to this, like right here, right? The reason why is that I want it to output into. I want one of the caches to output into here. So I think what it's gonna look like this, right? And I guess I can like rotate them too, so I can actually access this stuff. Where's my crescent wrench? Okay, I can rotate them like that, right? And then let's say this one is going to store oak wood. I need this one to store saplings. And then apples from the other one. Did I throw them away or did I eat them all? All right, there you go. So I want to have everything go into here. So I'm going to have my accumulator, I guess, right here. And then output into a strong box. And then it's going to look very, very silly, but it's going to work, I promise. We're really getting into why it's called compact claustrophobia, aren't we? So the accumulator is going to pick up everything and throw everything into this buffer. And takes everything out of the buffer. Stores them here. And then on the other side... Okay, I'm always scared of walking over this. I feel like it's going to hurt me. But on this side, I'm going to have another item duct feed into this one with the saplings. Like that. Yes. And then we extract. So now saplings go in here. So now we have a source of unlimited saplings, I'm assuming, right? Yes. Okay, so that's our tree storage. So right now, without doing anything else, this is now a fully functional tree farm. But obviously, I wanted to run much faster. So I think I'll put in the extra effort into doing that. And how we do that is actually crafting the phytogrow. And now that I think about it, we need another one for sawdust. Because we also produce sawdust. Yes, one of the drops, 5% chance for sawdust. So we do need storage for sawdust. I thought this was going to be a simple tree farm, but no, it's becoming a lot more complicated than I thought. Oh, but I'm loving it. It does grow, right? I think I should, like every time I add machines, I should really make sure that it actually grows. It still does, okay. And I don't think it'll void anything. It'd be really unfortunate if it did, though. Okay, so this is going to be a bigger project than I initially thought. So I do want phytogrow over and over again. And I think I want to do this recipe to get pulverized charcoal. Because I don't think we get enough sawdust. And then also it's just... we just get less phytogrow over time. So we're going to need a lot of machines to do this. I'll try to plan it out a little bit. And I'll show you guys where my train of thought is. This is going to be fun. So I'm still working on the crafting, right? And I started thinking to myself, do I really want to cram everything in this one room? Or should I do the smart thing of adding small compact machines for like these little small setups? And honestly, look at all the space we have here. Wouldn't it be just funny to have everything in one place? I think I want everything in one place, so I'm going to do that. It's going to look atrocious, but I'm all for it. Once I have it set up, it's gonna look so funny, and I just want to challenge myself as well. Put everything in one room. I think it'll look pretty funny. All right, check it out. I did some automation setup here. This is probably the nastiest setup I've ever done on any mod pack I've ever played, but I am so proud of it. I tried to do like a montage, but I really couldn't because there are so many machines involved in this, so I guess you guys are safe for my accordion jam sessions for this episode. But I guess to explain how it works, it all starts with the igneous extruder, right? And this gives us cobblestone. Cobblestone gets sent to the pulverizer, which gives us gravel. The gravel gets sent over here for sand. The sand gets sent into the factorizer, which then converts into sandstone, right? And then that gets sent into the manufacturing. This is how we get our niter. And then the niter finally gets sent into the sequential fabricator. And then I have it filtered here for cobblestone, right? So that resolves our niter situation, right? Or the phytogrow craft. Now, if I branch off here, we see this little item duct sticking out. That's because the cobblestone to gravel recipe also gives an output of sand, right? And then this also gives sand. So eventually, I'm hoping that this backs up. I don't know how long that's going to take because everything's really slow. But all the sand will get sent over here at some point into the induction smelter. That combines with some iron to turn into the slag, right? And then it just sends the iron back into the pulverizer, which sends it back into the smelter just to get recycled over and over, right? It doesn't need to have 32, but I'm just going to have 32 in there. Okay, but the slag will then get sent out here into here. And that's, now we have slag and niter. And then the last step is pulverized charcoal. So we get the charcoal from, or we get the oak logs from our farm, send it into the furnace. We cook it into charcoal. We send it up here for charcoal dust. And then we send that back up into the sequential fabricator. Yes. So that is now everything automated for phytogrow. And then the phytogrow itself, I got a nice little ladder here for convenience, will get sent back here in this fun wiring, right, into the auto clicker. And we have it set to 1 click every 25 seconds, and that grows the tree. So the thing about this farm is that I think for now it is fully automated, but there's a lot of improvements to be made, and I think I'll make those over time. And I think a very big bottleneck we have is our power situation. But I think if I just leave it running for a while, we should be okay. And I guess we'll see over time. So check it out. So it grows a tree. The clickers do their work. They cut up everything. And the one on the bottom has the slowest delay. And then that should break that one. And there you go. I'm not really worried about the durability either, because I have about 3,000. So that's a lot of wood over time. And then everything gets picked up by the accumulator into a strong box buffer, gets stored into these caches. So you'll notice here how I have like no logs because they all get converted, but over time it's going to back up. Like right here, we already have 59, right? So once this backs up, this will back up, this will back up, and then this will back up. That's the idea. So I do have to leave it running for a little bit, but I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, so over time, this will give us our charcoal and even a good automated tree farm. I didn't think it was going to be this fun, and I really enjoyed it. This is really the first time I've done like a real big automation like this that wasn't just, oh, add a block here and then it gives you everything. No, this was like a whole setup. And probably if I wanted to make it a lot neater, I could have easily like kept all these like lines into one compact machine individually, but no, I wanted the challenge to just throw everything in one box. And so far it doesn't seem like there's any holes, but there's probably some that I missed. But well, I guess we'll figure that out as we go. All right, so next time I think we're gonna work on getting closer to the refined storage system, because I spent a good amount of time crafting everything, right? And finding all the resources did take me quite a while. So getting digital storage is a real big priority for me. So with this tree farm, we're going to have a good amount of wood over time. And then we'll be able to get to the diamond nuggets. And with those, we'll be able to get our digital storage. But we'll continue on the next episode. For now, have a good day. We'll see you guys next time. Me and the rubber band Paul. See ya.